Great big old bass on my crappie pattern. Great big old girl. Today I'm working on a crappie pattern, and I did a couple already, and this is what it'll end up looking like. Had really good luck with these. These are the colors: pearlized blue, transparent green, transparent white, pearlized, and then this pearlized gold. So I'll use all these colors on this bait. I done painted it white, primed it, ready to go. You don't need an expensive brush. I got this off of Amazon, super cheap, but you can also get one of the nicer ones. You don't need it, but you just get the one off Amazon. Works. Buy these blanks on Amazon, or just look up blanks online. I think there's a place in Texas I bought these from. They're super cheap. I like to get the ones with the rattle in them. A lot of them, they already have the scales already in it, which is nice. Even the gill plate just gives that much more detail to the crankbait. Now, as you see, putting the paint in the airbrush, I use maybe 1 or 2 drops, very little. And what I'll be doing is just layering these paints. And with it being the transparent paint, it allows the other color to kind of shine through. So less is more, and just kind of just practice at it. And all I'm doing is doing a fine little bit of paint. I'm not blasting a lot on there, just enough where you can just start to see it, and just start from there and just kind of layer it up. The more colors you put into your crankbaits, the more liveliness that you'll get out of this crankbait, and at the end you'll see the results. And as you notice, as I'm going through the different colors, I'm trying to go from the lighter color all the way up and work my way up to a darker color. And a lot of times what helps me is if I pull up pictures of what I'm painting. A lot of times that helps. Or I just come up with my own design. It's just tinkering around with it and just seeing what works the best. And so far this crappie pattern has been awesome. I've been catching a lot of fish on this crappie pattern. As you can see, just spraying that blue just on the top and just letting that blue just kind of blend in with the green that I just put on, and that green's going into the little bit of the white that shines through, and then the gold. It's just layers, just little layers at a time, and not a lot of paint, just a little bit, and it goes a long ways. Now going towards the end, I'm going to be using the black transparent paint, and what I like to do on it is just go strictly down the back and maybe around the gill plates. This right here really brings out the life of the fish, and just keep adding in little fine details, and it really comes together real nice. So all I'm doing here is putting a little bit of black paint on my brush and going to put the crappie pattern on the crankbait. So just putting them little spots just everywhere on the bait. Not a lot, just making it look just as realistic as I possibly can. Every crappie's different, so it doesn't really matter. But this turns out just like that, and works really good. You can also use a sponge as well, just as long as you don't use a lot of paint. What I like to do on my crankbaits is I put a little bit of red behind the gill plate. I use a Q-tip and just make it kind of like a fine point where I can get in there and get right behind that gill plate, and it makes a real nice look to the crankbait. When you're buying these blanks online or wherever you get them from, make sure you get the eyes. A lot of them do. They'll send you the eyes that go with the crankbaits. I use tweezers to help me putting these eyes in. It's kind of like a sticker, so it kind of just sticks right on. And on this bait, I'm using, it's like a powder pearl. And what that I do with that powder is I put it in with that epoxy. On this one, since I'm just doing a quick bait, 30-minute epoxy works great. And I'll just mix that powder in with my epoxy, and a little bit goes a long ways. A little bit of that powder mixed in with that epoxy works awesome. And it also has that kind of like that little sheen that a fish has. It really makes it nice. I'm just using a cheap paintbrush. I think I got them from Dollar General, and just layering this epoxy onto the crankbait, drawing out any air bubbles that are in it. And once this is dry, I'll put on the split rings and the hooks after the crankbait is all good and dry, and it'll be ready to go fish.
Back on Preston's crankbait. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love this, guys. Look what Preston's crankbait just did. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna tell you what, when a crankbait will catch crappie and bass, whoo baby, whoo baby.